Have you ever noticed something strange in social situations where someone seems slightly uncomfortable around you, even though you've never done anything wrong? They may act distant, sometimes defensive. Other times, they suddenly become quiet when you enter the room. At first, it can feel confusing. You might wonder if you accidentally offended them, or if something you said created tension. But often, the real explanation is something very different. In psychology, people sometimes react negatively, not because they dislike someone, but because they feel threatened by them. And this kind of threat is rarely physical, it is psychological. It often comes from comparison. When people compare themselves to others, their brain naturally evaluates status, ability, and confidence. And if someone nearby appears calm, capable, or confident, that comparison can create a quiet sense of discomfort. Instead of admitting this feeling, the mind tries to protect itself, and that protection appears through subtle behaviors. One of the first signs someone may secretly feel threatened by you is defensive behavior. For example, they may quickly justify their actions during conversations. They may explain their decisions in unnecessary detail, or they might react strongly to small disagreements. This happens because they feel their position or reputation might be challenged, even if you never intended to challenge them at all. Another common signal is subtle competition. Someone who feels threatened may try to turn everyday conversations into comparisons. They might bring attention to their achievements, interrupt conversations to talk about their own success, or constantly mention their accomplishments. On the surface, this may look like confidence, but psychologically, it often reveals insecurity trying to protect itself. Another interesting sign is emotional distancing. Sometimes people who feel threatened by someone will slowly create distance. They may interact with you less frequently, avoid longer conversations, or reduce eye contact when speaking with you. This distance helps them avoid comparison, because comparison often creates uncomfortable emotions. Body language can also reveal hidden tension. Look for signals such as stiff posture, short responses, or forced smiles. Sometimes the energy in the room changes slightly when you arrive. Conversations pause, people become quieter, or the atmosphere becomes subtly tense. In many situations, people are not even aware of why they feel uncomfortable. Their brain simply reacts automatically to perceived social pressure. Another behavior people often overlook is subtle criticism. Someone who feels threatened may occasionally question your ideas. They may downplay your achievements or respond to your opinions with mild skepticism. These small comments help them restore a sense of balance. By lowering your perceived status, their mind protects its own self-image. However, there is something very important to understand. Someone feeling threatened by you does not necessarily mean you did anything wrong. In many cases, it simply means your presence highlights something they feel insecure about. Confidence, skill, emotional stability, or independence. These qualities can unintentionally trigger comparison in others. So what should you actually do when you notice these behaviors? First, remain calm. Reacting emotionally often creates more tension. Second, avoid unnecessary competition. You do not need to prove your value constantly. And third, maintain respectful boundaries. Confidence does not require confrontation. Often, the strongest response is quiet self-control, because true confidence is not about dominating others. It is about remaining steady, even when social dynamics become uncomfortable. At the end of the day, you cannot control how everyone feels about you, but you can control how you carry yourself. And sometimes, the most powerful response is simply continuing forward with calm confidence. Because people who feel secure within themselves rarely feel threatened by others. If this helped you understand human behavior a little better, Subscribe for more psychology insights that give you the quiet advantage.